Guess who's back? Back again. Big John's back. Tell your blood clot friends. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again. It is Just Our Opinion Guys podcast. Long adieu, or adieu even, if I'm feeling a little bit French. I've got a special co-host. This guy is going to be JOOG family, or JOOG. I've had lots of problems with that. No one understands how to pronounce it. I try to get fancy. I want it to be a JOOG, but the domain name went, so it's JOOG. So it's Just Our Opinion, guys. You should know that if you listen to the podcast again. But anyway, without further ado, introduce yourself to the people.
Yo, what's good, people? Name's O. Artist name or producer name's Emilio. I'm a producer, audio engineer. I do a lot of other things on the side still. But yeah, I'm just a normal human being, just living life.
Oh, so humble. Look, he's got me the studio space. The studio space is looking spiffy. Absolutely spiffy. I'm happy with it. Now, I'm just going to get this out of the way from the beginning, because I've been getting it in the neck, ear, side, everything. John, where's your podcast been? When you going to do it again? I'm going to give you a breakdown, guys. I had my podcast in the studio in Camden. It was free. And then one day they said, we're going to charge you X amount of money. And guys, man is a student out here. I'm back to studying. I'm not flossing like I once did. You know, the P's are directed for other things. So I had to go, I don't really know about that. Computer says no. And they were being a little bit funny. Stuff went missing one time. And then it was kind of like blaming the black man's in the place. So I wasn't really feeling that. So I had to hop the hell out of there. So I was looking for studios. Even though I know lots of people, I felt like I know lots of people that do like radio or music. Couldn't find one studio. Not one. Not a single one. So, and then life happens and then you get a little bit disheartened and then, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm back today.
Amen, brother.
And this is going to be consistently in your face. Next week, we're going to be filming this podcast. So you will see my beautiful face and you will be seeing O's beautiful face. Pause.
To be fair, fam, you might see, like when you have that blurred image of someone like a criminal or whatnot. So you might just see my face blurred.
Why don't you do like Nelly Sent Lunatics to the guy with the mask?
I might do that, I might do that still.
Might be a thing. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back to service your needs on my podcast even. Why can't I speak today, It's been a long day. I was at work, then uni. Man's working 15 and a half hours. Then went uni. Now I'm here. So if I stumble on my words on the Just Our Opinion Guys podcast, you see how I got better there. I'm learning. Learning from my mistakes anyway. Now, okay. Since you're not familiar with the show, I give my AKAs. You need to know about my AKAs.
Okay, talk to me.
So I'm going to run it down. So you know it's Big John, AKA the Chocolate Thunder, AKA the Dark Destroyer, AKA the Girl Them Sugar. No one ever calls me the Girl Them Sugar, but that's the one that I want to be called the most. You got any nicknames out there?
Lad, it's O, AKA the Civilian, AKA No Comment.
I like that's hard.
That's my 2 AKAs. Right?
That might be the hardest. You might be talking the hardest.
AKA my activity is classified.
Jack Bauer.
AKA man take 10 pictures for Instagram but only post 1. So you don't even know the whole story of my life.
Sounds like you're insta-thotting. Is that one of you taking wild pictures and then...
Literally, it's funny because I take pictures for my life. I don't like putting everything I do on Instagram. So if you was to go on my Instagram now, you'd feel like I'm either contemplating suicide, I don't come out my house.
Wow.
Because the last activity is maybe almost a month ago or whatnot. And the reason why is because I don't like, first of all, everyone knowing my business. I've always been like that. And it's one of the reasons why I was reluctant to jump on any of these socials, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, all of them I jumped onto last. Like last in terms of my other friends, innit? So for that reason, when I do jump on it, I like to just keep it. What you need to know is what you need to know.
I respect that. But I'm a different breed. I ain't gonna lie. I was out here going, nah, I'm not about this social media thing, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm about that. I'm posting. Man, just came back from Sweden. We're gonna get to that, guys. I just came back from Sweden. Believe I was posting every single day. What are you talking about? I'm an Insta hoe. Snapchat is dead. Instagram really took over Snapchat, took its hustle and everything. Sorry, it's dead out here for Snapchat. But I'll be on Instagram. Woo, Insta story. Can't tell me that.
It's funny because Snapchat has always confused me as to how to use it. And it's one of the few moments when I'm realizing, fuck me, blood, I'm slightly getting old, you know. And I'm not even that old at all. Like, I'm talking like I'm 40 when I'm not. But yeah, Insta I can fuck with though. Even on the Insta stories, just watching other people and just the vibe. And that's the thing, because I feel like everyone's doing it, but not everyone's got the personality to do it.
That's true.
I see it, but at the same time, bro, you've always had that personality, bro, from when I've known you. So I'm not surprised. I don't know about you, blood, but I find it hard to even keep up with all the Insta. But again, that's just me. I'm a caveman.
I feel you. Listen, I do a lot of night work, so I got time to be looking at you Insta. I was gonna say Insta bitches, but I'm trying to go to a new level. I'm trying to be an enlightened brother out here.
Okay.
So you Insta ladies, I got time to look at your Instagram, especially the ones that be showing some of them titties. I got time for that.
They are first chopping from the bando, no question.
Real talk. They're selling pussy online. This is an argument I have all the time. I'm like, how can you be in Dubai, Saint-Tropez, 5-star hotels, and you're living at your mum's yard? It don't make sense. The maths don't make sense.
Preach, cuz. Honestly, yeah. Because
how do they know what Birkin is? How do they know what a Birkin bad is? And I don't even know where Birkenhead is. Leave it alone, bro. You ain't fooling me. No. Church telling you about Louis, Gucci, and you're living at your mum's house. Stop it. And you work in Tesco's as well. Shout out to Tesco's in Mare Street, because you've got a couple of chunnies, and I'm coming for you when I get famous.
It's an interesting point you just mentioned about, because I feel like us, man, to a degree, we might feel like we need to get a certain level of fame or juice to get a certain caliber of girls. Yeah. And it's just a mad concept, but yeah, it's just a side note. We'll probably maybe talk about even later on of another day. Still.
We definitely will get to all the shenanigans. A little bit more about myself in my hiatus. I'm still bitter about women though. Because I have this love-hate relationship. Okay. I've got like 1 billion sisters, 1 billion female cousins, raised by a woman, strong Nigerian woman raised by. But these women be killing me in these streets. Like this is my repeat story of life. Go out, see girl, chirps girl, get girl's number. She says she's on it. Bell girl, she's got amnesia. That's route 1. Second one, meet girl, night out. She's eating my face. I'm eating her face. Next thing she's like, let's meet up tomorrow. Bell girl tomorrow. We text. She's busy. Then she's like, can we do it another day during the week? Cool. She's ghost. Third situation, go out, meet girl. She's telling me she loves me. Like, oh my God, you're so amazing. This is what I get all the time. You're so amazing. I've never met a guy who's so spiritual and so funny and so amazing. You just get me. I just be listening. 9 times out of 10, guys don't listen to anything that women says. All you need to do is listen, right? Oh, you're amazing. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I just want you in my life. Oh, I need you. Lips. We trade text messages and all of this stuff. Might even go for 2-3 weeks in this scenario 3. Then nothing. This is what happens. All I want is, I used to be the king of the 2-week relationship. Oh, what happened to those good days where you just meet a girl and then you be banging and then you just friends. And then you just do that on repeat. And then you just add to your stable like 5 at a time if you had that stamina. I'm a little bit older now, so I'm just maybe 1 or 2 things and I'm happy. I ain't asking for too much. I ain't asking for £1 million. I'm just asking for a 7 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10. Is that too much to ask for? Oh.
Firstly, I definitely relate. Going back onto the situation you're talking about, with certain girls being flaky, I definitely understand that. And I can't lie, from when I was a youth as well, that used to happen a lot. So I made a point just to observe the reasons why. And then in the same way, not to say I'm a guy, I'm really not, but one of the things I learned from girls themselves was just the concept of options. So the idea that you're the only person she's chatting to, dead that. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, listen, this is my line I say to girls. I'm just trying to be in your top 3. I'm just trying to be in a girl's top 3. Because listen, shout out to Carlos Miller, Wilding Out and 85 South Show. He says, all you need to do is work on being the best side nigger of the year. If you take offense to the word nigger, I do apologize. You may hear it once or twice. I ain't that grown. I'm not saved. Right. I'm just trying to be in the category for the side dude of the year, So I'm just trying to be in your top 3. Your man is your man, yeah? You've got options. I respect your options. As long as you pick up the phone when I call you, we good. Or if you tell me I'm with my man or I'm seeing this bread this day, it's all good. I'll chill in the car. Wait my turn. There's no issues there for no girls.
The thing, to jump on your point though, I do feel that, and I'm not someone who likes to be the side dude, because again, I'm trying to get married at some point in my life, and it's said come up, but we need that for another time. But one of the things I've clocked is, for me, whenever I've chased, it's never really worked. When I pull back, that's when it's got a lot better for me. So even the idea of calling a thing, I can't lie to you, there's certain chicks that might call me once or twice every year or 2. Like, what are you saying? If I try and call them, it's moving mad flaking to the... And literally, there's certain girls, you just have to leave in peace. And then they will call you, innit? So even... And the same way, the relationship... When I think about the relationships that work best for me, whether it was a casual thing or like a boyfriend-girlfriend, it was literally where the girl done a lot of the work. And my argument is, I feel that because girls have so many guys approach them, if you make them work, or not make them work, but if you kind of say, yo, I'm on it, and it's not through words, it's just through actions. Like, I'm on it, cool, I'm here, I'm doing my thing, I'm not just pressing you. I feel like you got a better chance. Even the side dude things, because I know like professional side dudes.
Bro, if I'm there, I got my membership card in my wallet right now.
And this is the funny thing about it as well, because again, when we was growing up, it was a thing where I'm chatting to you, I'm maybe trying to beat in a very small window, depending on how patient you are. Some people's 3 months. I can't lie. If I'm not beating within the first 2 weeks, I'm slightly annoyed. That was me kind of being a bit fast for myself, but obviously we get older, there's there's certain situations can't just happen in 2 weeks.
Yeah, hear that.
So I know what you're speaking on, where if I'm let's say, just being numbers for being facetious, if I'm option number 3, I beg you chat to me like I'm option number 3 from the beginning. Don't chat to me like I'm option 1.
Girls,
then option 3 next week. And that's the funny thing, because things can change. There's so many reasons. Girls can be all up in your face, because they're still angry at their man that they're working through things with. So you have that little window where they're chatting to you onto and then they might have figured it out with the next man, and then all of a sudden, you're not really responding to my text messages as quickly as you used to.
Listen, I learned how to be the side dude of the year from the really situation. I might have said it on the podcast before, and it was one Swedish girl that I know.
Okay.
Right? And I was doing a thing with her, and she was besotted by me. Do you know those ones where you got that under lock and key?
Yeah.
This girl was ride or die. So I thought, right, so we're doing a thing, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, I'm doing things with next girls at the same time, whatever. Because it's not my girlfriend. It's just, it's just a thing. But she's cool, whatever. Now, we didn't have a falling out, but you know how people just become distant, and all them things. But still, I'll beat from time to time. So my stupid ass must have asked the dumb questions. So yeah, am I still, the best bang in it? Yeah. Obviously, I'm feeling like I'm the man in it. I'm King Kong. I'm Mr. Mandingo. What you telling me? You can't say nothing. And she was like, yeah. But you know that, yeah. I was like, no, something a bit funny about that. What do you mean, yeah? There's a lot in that, there. And she's like, well, I don't really feel comfortable talking about this. I was like, yo, we homies. Of course you can talk to me. Listen. And at this time, she just started seeing someone. I was like, so if you say, you're man, I'm cool with that. Which I would have been cool with because it's a man, she's beating on a regular, there's some feelings there. Right? She goes, okay, you're not number one. I was like, okay, cool. I'm cool with being number two. She goes, you're not number two. Bruh! The gunshot to the heart is like, I was like, what? Sorry, what did you say? She goes, yeah, you're number three. I was like, what? Where did this phantom second guy just come from? And the second guy it wasn't the random dude that I didn't know. The second guy's the boyfriend. So there's this random penis that's out here just slaying the smacketh down. That crushed me. So then you know what I learned? I learned from that day, yeah, I'm not going to be too fussed. And I'm going to learn how to be a side dude and know my role. The best and most important thing about being a side dude, is knowing your fucking position in life. I'm telling you.
I was about to say that because it's the same with like any man behind the scenes, just in life, like in terms of, say, business. I am working with somebody who is a superstar footballer. I'm just an agent. The point of playing in the back is realizing that, when you're going out with this person who's in the front, they will be getting a lot more attention than you. And there's a funny thing, the old school MC Shizzle, or the Glam MC, shout out to him. I remember he told me a thing way back about how everyone wants to be known for what they do. So a part of you, if you're beating the thing, especially if a girl that you just like might be pretty, is that you kind of do want to tell your peoples or just anyone that knows that.
You said Jewel's people, yeah, listening.
Man's man's pressing that. You know, and even myself, because the things I learned from side dudes, if a girl feels like she can do things with you that you're not going to tell no one about, she's more likely to open up to you. And on top of that, I've noticed how you can attract more girls around you as well. Because for me, I'm in a place where my life, that's like another story, but I'm at a place where my life, there's still things I'm working on in terms of my career and whatnot. So the whole settling down thing hasn't been too much of my thoughts, too tough. So even when I'm talking to girls who happen to be in complicated situations, I'm like, that shit fine. I'm not looking to settle down neither. And a lot of times it might be for me to recognize that you're not in a place to settle down, even if you think you are. So from that point, and a part of your ego is like just the idea, even if it thinks it's casual, the idea she's beating someone else, it's still a little bit funny with. And it's like, for you to be like a real side man, you gotta be cool with that. And furthermore, encourage it so that she don't develop feelings towards you.
I'm cool with all the shit. As long as you don't make me number 4 on that list, I got a problem. But 3 and above. I'm laying down that dick game that's worth 3 and above.
But it's funny as well, because my whole thing was, I've given up the idea that a girl would tell me the truth unless she really wanted to. I feel like it's hard to distinguish, because let's be clear,
these hoes ain't loyal.
And hoism does not discriminate. You got very intellectual hoes,
preach,
you got sloppy hoes,
preach,
you got selective hoes,
tabernacle,
like the whole, like a certain class of mandem compress. But if you try to chat to, you're not on that caliber, let's say the threshold's money, for example, or the amount of sauce, they'll make you think she's wife. So there's so many types of hoes out there. It's like, I feel like honestly, the women's like the Bible, where you can never fully know the truth, you can only choose to believe.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, gem people? Did you say that one more time? Oh, say that one more time.
As I say, girls are like the Bible, where you can never really know the truth, you can only choose to believe. That's where faith comes in.
And that is just our opinion, guys. Fact there. Guys, you need to live, and girls need to live by that saying right there. That's just...
And this is coming from a dude who's raised by a beautiful, beautiful woman.
We're the good guys out here.
And live... And
good guys.
And this, you know what, maybe it's, I don't know if it's an African thing or just a black... No, maybe it's an African-Nigerian thing, car. When I grew up, I was kind of on this whole treat women like queens and da-da-da-da. And then to realise one of two things. One, not every woman's a queen. Two, even if a woman is a queen, she might not want to be treated like a queen by you.
Yeah. Boy, running out of words, man. I don't even know what to say. That's another gem. Girls might not want your stinking ass, bro. And that's what you need to understand. Not everyone is for everyone. Real talk. Levels are good. I feel like I've just lost a bit of... Okay, we good? So that's just one section of my life. The annoyance of women in and out of my life. Even though the girl that I chaps on the road when I met you. Even listen. She's out of town now. She's actually a really nice girl.
Okay.
Real nice. We've been talking, blah, blah, blah. And then I went on holiday last week. She went on holiday last week. And we were chatting back and forth. And then she's just all of a sudden gone a little bit missing through her messages. And like, I've been through...
Yeah, because I forgot to touch on your point about the frustration. Because you know the ones where the only thing I can say to that, before I touch on what you just said now, is just the whole being at peace with the game. Mm-hmm. It took me a very long time to be at peace with the game and what it is. Mm-hmm. So the same way, let's say between meeting somebody and like sleeping with them, there's like, let's say 4 levels. Mm-hmm. The idea, because again, in our heads, because like, as men, we're simple. It's like, yo, if you're chatting to me this easily and giving me your number this easily, all the other levels should be straightforward.
As a book.
And what annoys me as well is when, right, we got to level 1 easy, and then when we get to like level 3,
you're giving me algebra. What are you talking about? Man, don't understand algebra. You're just giving me 1 + 1 multiples, and now you're trying to do theories and pi and kite out.
But and it's a weird one, car. In my mind, but that's the game. I feel like that's the reason why, and this is. Because I don't apologise for... I mean, I feel like men and women are like this, where any time before you have the conversation of, I want us to be in an exclusive relationship, is a free-for-all. Everything's allowed. Mm-hmm. If I'm chatting to... And I'm somebody who... I like to talk to one person at a time. So if I'm chatting to one person... I'm only chatting to another person if and when that does or doesn't pan out. Okay. Then I move on. Mm-hmm. But the whole point is no one's expecting you to do that. It's the same with jobs. Like nowadays, the smart people are taking 10 interviews, getting 5 job offers just for like the one job they really want. Mm-hmm. And it's this thing where I might chat to you like you're option 1 in that job interview because I don't know if the other job interview is going to work out. Mm-hmm. But if I actually hear from them like, raw, and you might have even offered me the job. I know this because I've done recruitment. Yeah. Where I'm chatting to people and they're looking at me like, this is my dream job. I tell them they got it. Oh, they're happy, like, yay, and all that dumb shit. Then before work, or before they're supposed to start, where they might call me and say, yeah, this other place offered me like more money, can you match it? Huh? I thought this was your dream job, cuz.
See that? Yeah.
It's a mad thing, bro. It's mad.
But yeah, we're gonna swiftly transition because I've given enough of my energy and my life over the past year to you Damn women, love you still.
Amen to that.
Some topics that, you know, have been happening since the last time I did my podcast. The world's gone mad. America elected Donald Trump. We have Theresa May. King Jong-un. It's King Jong-un, yeah?
Yeah.
He's on a madness right now. Can I just say, he might have the best dictator's name in the whole entire world. When I mean dictators, they're all dictators, yeah? So let's just say world leaders. Kim Jong-un. That's like a rapper's name, bro. Serious talk. If you can say Migos,
Yeah.
Gucci Mane,
Yeah.
Young Jeezy, Kim Jong-un. What are you saying? What are you saying? Kim Jong-un.
I can't lie. I mean, he doesn't have...
I'll stream that album, bro.
Because I was going to say, he slightly has the persona of a rapper who is like... You can tell man clearly don't
Man's
give a shit.
got Brill cream in his hair, slick back. What are you talking about? And shades.
Like, but the biggest factor is he does not seem to give a shit. Like,
Bro.
when America keeps saying, yo, like they're threatening, like, you do this, he's like, my man is just like, he's just doing it. So like, don't do another nuclear missile test. And he just does one.
Straight away. It's like, I can't do... Alright, watch this. What you said? What? Chan take man for dickhead. Watch this. Phew, nuke over Japan. What are you talking
Like,
about?
say nothing. It's mad.
Kim Jong-un. I'm not gonna lie. He's slightly one of my favourite world leaders. I mean, like, I'm appreciating the sunglass game in the inside. I'm appreciating the Brill cream and the slick back hair. I'm appreciating the greasy face, like he uses Vaseline. And that means something to me because I don't know whether it's a black thing, but man use Vaseline as cream, yeah. And I know that Kim Jong-un is using Vaseline because his face is bare shiny, bro. That's not cocoa butter, bro. That's not. That's Vaseline.
His politics is mad, though. I don't even think, and we should fact check this, but I'm not even entirely sure that the North Koreans that still live in North Korea can even come out the country. Is that much of a like communist state, I believe.
Listen, I don't know the politics behind North Korea because I'm not trying to hear that from Western civilization. So I don't actually know what's going on there. But it does look like a little bit of a madness.
You know what, yeah? I'm kind of with you on that point. It's the reason why I reserve judgment on Robert Mugabe. Because in my mind, I just want to set aside a day to do full research on the whole story. The little bit I knew came from like when I was talking to a girl who's South Korean.
Okay.
A while back. And she was just telling me some of the nuances and certain bits and pieces. And again, not to say I'm anti-communism, I just feel like there needs to be a balance to be struck. Because there's no way capitalism is the answer either. No,
capitalism is not the answer, but we've never, throughout history, we've never had a true communist state, as in word for word what communism is, we've never had it. It's not been there.
And it's the funniest thing because one of the things, you know, when I talk about with the left wing and right wing of politics, they say left wing, right wing, same bird. I feel like the whole point of it is, even though they're finessing in different ways, the idea is...
You know it's politics.
Yeah, you know, the few want to control the many.
Yeah.
So the whole point was, which way am I going to finesse you? But the whole point is, I want to be in power.
Yes.
And that's the whole point, because the whole thing is power corrupts. Not everyone should have one... Like, not one person should have that one power.
Yeah.
So I feel like, for that same reason... we're still going to have the same issues, whether you're communist and believes everything deserves to be spread out, or you're fascist or capitalist. But what's so funny is that a lot of these people living in these communist states often seem to live more expensively and more lavish than the rest of the people underneath them.
It's crazy.
If it was true communism, you should be living in the same hut.
You should be suffering with thy neighbour.
Yeah. So like, if I've got 200 bags and everyone around has got 0, I should be spreading my thing out. If you really believe that.
That's why China's not even a communist state. Soon as the first McDonald's went into China, that was it. There's no communism. That's it. It's capitalist all the way.
But yeah, shout out to China though, car. The way that, do you know how much money America owes them?
America owes them a pretty penny.
It's a lot. Like, it's insane, bruv. Like,
China owes the ports most of the ports in America. So, you know what I mean? They be owning a lot of shit, bruh.
And you know what's so funny? Because people talk about, like, we talk about politics, even in this country with Theresa May, like, our thing's hopeless. And I feel like, I beg you, if you're listening to this, just Google the definition of politics. I actually done that once because someone told me to.
Another Jill.
And it completely changed how I saw it, because everyone feels like we've got a general understanding of politics, and then like literally the definition of politics is meeting people's needs, but before that prioritizing it. So meeting people's needs and wants based on priority. So I'm giving people what they want. The question is, what people am I giving what they want? So the whole point is leverage. Mm-hmm. So
speak to it.
Like, let's say, for example, I pay you to live.
Mm-hmm.
You're only getting your money through me.
Okay.
And I ask you to be like, and say, for example, you're with your girl, and your girl says, "Oh, let's hook up."
Oh, back to girls again.
Yeah, no. The point is politics. But
yeah, go
like,
on.
you say you're trying to go, let me up, or one of your boys for 7 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah,
7 o'clock on Saturday, cool. But I say, no, we got to do something on Saturday at 7. Most of the time, you're deading off whatever plans you had.
Yeah.
Because if you say, for example, I say, yo, if you don't meet me at 7, your job's gone. You're gone. Yeah. Unless you really have that much belief in yourself. So, or you got other things patterned where you don't need the money from me.
Yeah.
But for the most part, us human beings, we're kind of got priorities. Mm-hmm. And for that same reason, there's certain things that would give more importance to in terms of satisfying, because you can't satisfy everyone. Mm-hmm. And I do honestly feel that with politics, the people who are getting the best deals, like businesses, have made conscious decisions to build leverage to get those politicians to think about them first before the common person. If I'm a company and I put millions of pounds into your campaign, I'm sorry, I'm getting what I'm looking for way before someone who just pays their taxes and goes to work on time.
Good point. All right, I'm going to usher this along because I wanted to talk about Donald Trump, but I think in that conversation, pagan. I think we...
He a pagan.
Paganism for real. But I feel like, we touched on enough of politics right here. I want to move on. I want to ask you another question. When is it okay to be a paedophile?
It isn't.
So why do we still listen to R. Kelly's music?
I personally don't, funnily enough. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because even though I make...
Wiley's out here popping as well.
You know,
alleged paedophile.
I personally don't listen to his music.
Allegedly.
But I'm... Not to say if there was an R. Kelly show, I wouldn't necessarily not go to. And it's weird because in my mind, people should have been going mad from when he married Aaliyah.
Facts. So when is it okay to be a paedophile?
To answer your question, in terms as far as the world is, when you've got enough juice. And by juice, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's the same with businesses. You've seen with like a lot of companies like Nike and Nestle, how much fuckery they do in terms of this, like the sweatshops they've got over there and thing there. But no one really cares because at a base, we're kind of all selfish. So as long as the music is good enough, people seem to ignore it. And
so if I touch a girl, if I want to get my Jimmy Savile one, all I have to do is release a couple of number one hits. Is that what you're saying?
For a lot of people to still fuck with you, effectively, yeah. And the reason I say that is because, and this is not okay with me, by the way. I'm talking about the powers that be, because it's widely been rumoured that a lot of the powers that be kind of into that shit anyway.
Okay. So
a lot of times, if I'm into something, but someone I know gets caught for it, in the public, obviously I can't back you, but because I just didn't get caught, it might be a thing where we try to do something for you. That's what I feel like. It's actually, and that's my bigger point of how mad the world is. And the thing, because for me, just to double check, man, like, because at first when R. Kelly married Aaliyah at 15, I want to say that let me crunch the numbers to find out how old R. Kelly was. Man was 27. Man was 27 when he married a 15-year-old Aaliyah. I don't care how peng Aaliyah was. Beating is bad enough, a 15-year-old.
But her body was telling him yes.
And you know what's worse? Even, not to say I met Aaliyah for me to know, but from what I saw in pictures, her body wasn't even overly developed.
It was
as an adult. Mm-hmm. So God knows what it was.
Little slim thing.
When it was younger. For me, from when the world didn't... But this is the thing, because I feel like there's a disconnect between perception and reality. Mm-hmm. So I feel like a lot of times we kind of base our sense of understanding of reality with other people when it comes to in media. So our understanding of how things are in America would be news. And maybe if we're lucky, we got family over in America who can tell us what it is. But oftentimes, how accurately would you say the news in this country reflects your reality of London or your perception of London?
It doesn't at all. Not even close. News, not even at all. That's a whole different story, because what you got to realise is, or what I've got to realise, it's a bit of a bummer that my reality is the black experience in the UK, and we don't even make up 10% of the UK. So I'm looking through the news through a white paradigm. But can I be mad at that if we don't even make 10% of the country? Can I be mad at that? I don't know. It's a question for myself that I fight with all the time. That's why more time I'm not watching news.
Yeah.
Because it's got nothing for me. If anything, it's telling me that I'm a savage beast and I ain't got time to hear that. That's why I be watching alternative media. I'll be watching other outlets, other shows, which have black people from around the world that I can relate to and their experiences, you know?
Yeah, facts. But it's, as far as the paedophilia thing, and this is another thing, I was somebody, to me, if you was like...
But people are still buying R. Kelly's music and listening to it. No one is boycotting. This is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of fake outrage out here,
But you know what? I will say...
Mans are saying log on and kill Chichi, man, yeah, and all of this. Gay people shouldn't have rights, but it's okay for paedophilians to be out here and you're going to dance to their music. What is going on?
You know, it's funny because maybe this is something that's more prevalent in the black community, the sense of blind loyalty, where if my man hasn't openly confessed, then...
That's definitely no black thing.
There's a way...
Woody Allen married his little niece or what, I don't even know what it is.
And he finessed that clean. No one seemed to say nothing.
Clean. It was a scandal, but he's still revered in Hollywood.
But you know what's mad though, yeah? How you can have, when it happens in that context, is a scandal. But if it's a black person or a foreign person, it's corruption, it's filth, it's made to be so much worse when they're just as bad as each other. Me personally, because I was going to touch
Greeks and Romans were digging at batty holes and little kids from long time, bro.
And my because again, it's hard for me to like spiritually understand this, because when I was 16, like a 15-year-old girl to me was disgusting. Man's chatting to girls my age, if not older. And so it's only like when you get older, then okay, if you're 23 and she's 20, I can kind of work out. So look at you a bit funny, but I can work out. And then we get even older, you're 32, she's 25, that's calm, that's blessed. So that's just 1 year. I know that's something that's just with me.
Nah, when I was younger, I went on a youth exchange and there was these girls of 15 and I was 17. 17, bro. They were 15.
Blah.
Turning 16, they were turning. And I had a late birthday, so I just turned 17. And I was like, nah, I can't do anything with these girls. Fam, if I saw them now, no paying, what are you talking about? They'd just be, I'm 30 years old, yeah? So they would be 30 years old as well, bro. What? It's a madness. But 15 Aaliyah, 27 R. Kelly, I don't know about that, bro.
Because you know the ones where, to even get to a place where you talk about, I want to marry you, it's like, so what? Was man chatting to her from when she was 13?
Facts.
Bruv, now, like, and
grooming.
And you know what's so funny? I honestly feel that, and this is maybe an argument just about life where there's enough
body. Sorry.
And listen,
telling me yes. sorry.
No, I go to like honest, because it is one of life's mysteries. But I think going back to the black community, I think the concept of the blind loyalty was like, yo, we can't openly shit on Maya Man and bury one of our own. We might just leave it. We might be like, oh, this is Greece, rather than publicly boycott because other races might be shitting on us enough, so we don't want to kick any of our other guys when they're down. But the thing is, say for example Michael Jackson, you can at least say there was no concrete proof. If anything, there was proof that the kid's parents were trying to finesse him out of money.
Yeah.
And with R. Kelly, you could say, okay, but again, he's had the tape. Did you ever see the tape?
I saw the tape. You can't watch it now because that's child pornography.
Exactly. You know what's funny, right? Like, if you're 14 and you watch, like, your 14-year-old friend have sex with their 14-year-old girl, you can still get done for, like, watching child pornography.
Wow. That's a bit...
They all were the same age.
That don't make no sense.
It's a mad thing. But even with Michael Jackson, there was no concrete proof. But with R. Kelly, you got the tape and you got the marriage. Not allegedly slept with you. Like,
and Wiley, listen, bro.
Blood.
The rumours have been there since the beginning of time, bro. You addressed it with your recent beef with Dizzy. Dizzy brought it up again. I know the story. I was told at the time when you were kidnapped. I heard what happened. I'm not a bad man. The streets just talk. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now you're saying it weren't you, but even before her, man heard stories. That's all I'm saying.
Bro.
And you're still the godfather of grime. Sounds befitting the name. Godfather of grime.
You know my question? My question would be to Dizzy.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. My question would be to Dizzy. My question would be, why now? Because you know what's so funny?
Album's dropping.
And you know in my head, yeah, because he was trying to deny it was for that reason. But if it's not for that reason, what is it? Because, and this is the thing, because how he feels, I can understand. Because I know I've heard this story as well from different people. But again, it's not my story to speak on. But for you know what's so funny? Even in the Rasket album, that tune he was doing selling for Wiley, I thought was the sickest tune, like this tune I've ever heard. Because you can hear him say like why it was about to get into everything, and then from there it's like it's almost like made that decision in that tune.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you're not even worth it. Let me just throw one or two more bars. Like, yo, it's not worth my time. And I thought he was gonna stay with that stance, almost like to say, you Wiley, the guy who's helped birth so many careers, is not even worth a response from me, a full-on response. That was such a power move in my opinion. So for him to come up with all this from nowhere, I think he's been bottling this up for some time. But on a paedophile thing though, why now?
It's a good question. Me, I'm a bit cynical. I study music industry management, and that's really everything to do with behind the scenes of the music industry. And I realized a few things, like there's a famous iconic visual in the music industry, and that's of Jimi Hendrix and him burning his guitar, right? So, you know, we believe these iconic figures have been a little bit special and a little bit troubled, and this is why they do crazy things like Lady Gaga wearing a meat suit and whatever. Lo and behold, that was his PR guy that told him to set his guitar ablaze. This wasn't I was taking drugs and I was having a moment and whatever. No, that was his PR guy that told him to do that. That just takes all the mystique away from it. So Dizzy Rascal's saying this again. Dizzy Rascal's reason for saying that, he's saying it now, is because he had enough of Wiley. Why is he starting? And Wiley's saying, and it came from Dizzy calling himself the Godfather or whatever.
Yeah, even
Wiley was like, what are you saying? Let me have my little title, man. You're whatever, blah, 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 blah. You did this. Let me just have my title, yeah?
Nah, like, for me,
so then he got angry.
Dizzy can't ever be considered Godfather of grime because he's not in it often enough. Now, the story I've heard is he's way involved in the scene behind the scenes, way more than you would think.
Who, Dizzy or?
Yeah, Dizzy.
Okay.
And this was even before like the whole Newham Generals when he signed them to Dirty Stank. But for me, his narrative is, first of all, he was always the artist that he reserved the right to do whatever the fuck he wants. He came done grime. He said, you know what? I'm gonna do this thing over here. And again, because of who he was, people didn't feel too much aware about it, because his whole thing was, I can do whatever I want. No one can tell me nothing ever.
He got that Mercury Award and was like, rah, man don't even know what a Mercury Award is, and I'm going to get to that fucking nonsense of a Mercury Award and black people and their brainwashed, right? He got this Mercury Award and was like, rah, these white people over here love me. What? And I don't have to get shanked in Iron Napa no more. I'm over there, bro. Robbie Williams, what are you saying? Let's make a tune together. Let's get this paper over here. Let me go on tour.
I think as well, to be as politically correct as I can on that whole situation, I think the whole situation also comes from the fact that Wiley didn't back Dizzy the way Dizzy would have backed Wiley.
Okay.
So, you know how, like, that's subjective. You know the ones where certain man would want things from people, not because it's unreasonable, but because they would do it themselves. You know what I mean? So, an example would be like one of my guys who's an artist, for example. He's like been getting his music out there. He's been trying to work on like get himself out there, building a buzz in it and building a fan base. And he was kind of annoyed at his friends, at some of his peoples that were only just liking the videos. He's like, yo, bruv, like, retweet, like, subscribe, send it to all your peoples.
Get your friend on the show. Oh, by the way, need some artists on.
Oh no, don't worry, we just
you know.
Yeah, so like, and it's funny as that can be done, like, but at the same time, he's kind of like angry that they're not doing that because that's what he would do, and he's been doing.
Okay.
You know the ones.
I get you.
So based on that, it's like I understand.
Oh, was he gonna have some Twitter fingers? Was he having a Meek Mill moment?
No, this wasn't even a Twitter fingers thing. This was literally like face-to-face conversation.
Oh wow.
And banter and my man getting things off his chest.
Okay.
Some of his people.
You don't like me. I'll do that for men. Them kind.
Yeah, because
Meek Mill. It's emotional moment.
But this is the thing though, because
especially when you back it for other people.
But it's the thing, because us humans are allowed to have emotions. What makes it emotional is when you're speaking to everyone but the person you got an issue with.
It's an interesting point there, you know.
If I'm like, you know the ones, because
I'm gonna have to marinate on that one,
bro. At the end of the day, you know the ones where that's the whole, like, even the whole gossip shit where certain people in life, especially in the industry, if they got an issue with you, they'll speak to everyone but you about it.
Yeah.
And you know how it is. One thing I've clocked. This happened when I was younger. I'll clock how, like, the power of poison, and by that I mean when someone are talking to people about things, and then they're giving that person just one side, and that person may not feel like coming to you say, yo, what happened? Because I was told this. They will half believe what that person told them.
Yeah.
And they'll start moving funny around you, which is why one of the things is important, especially when like, for me, it's just being able to read in between the lines. It's funny because this goes into politics, this goes into relationships, just the ability to read in between the lines and understand or try to figure out when someone isn't fully saying how they feel.
Yeah.
Because I make a point of trying to dig that out of somebody. So for me with Dizzy, he's needed somebody to just dig that out of him. Like, Vlad, don't give me these politically correct answers. There's an issue, Vlad. What is it? Get it off your chest, speak your mind. So for me, apparently he's doing some interviews around the scene to promote his thing. And it probably is, for all I know, it's probably a thing where he wants to get back into the scene now. And the only way to really do that is to open a can of worms with Wiley. Okay. Because I
kind of agree with you, I'm not gonna lie.
That's probably the best marketing campaign to get in, because honestly, I heard Rasky and I'm like, if this came from another MC, I'd probably care. But I almost feel like it was a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, I agree. So to bring this into conclusion, it's not okay to touch kids at any point in time.
Oh, we went on such a tangent. Oh my, but it's honestly, like, as far as the Wiley things, no further comment on that. Like, whoever, if you know the story, you know the stories, you know the rumors. Generally speaking, it's never been okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's never been okay. I don't care who you are, but the bigger issue is how come the fact that it happens a lot in the higher echelons of power, how come it's not brought to light?
Yeah, you're right. Any other topics that's been happening that's pressing? We spoke about the shenanigans of the politics of the world. We spoke about paedophilia. We spoke about me being unlucky in love. Smallest violin.
But are you looking for love though?
Listen, I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm chilling. If if I get too deep into it, because everyone's listening to this conversation. Oh, look, when this goes out and I put this out, trust me, I'm gonna get those messages, bro. Like, I'm so brutally honest, and I love being brutally honest because it gives people an insight into my world and how my brain thinks, and it gives an opportunity for people to reflect while they're listening to this in the gym or cooking or whatever on their own lifestyles, and go, right, if he can be honest, then I can be honest with myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, and I don't care. Like, you know, doing this podcast, I've lost girls. I'm not even gonna lie. I've straight up lost girls because I'm so brutally honest. And sometimes they might not have known the truth. Not that I haven't told them, but hearing it in this format, they're like, nah, I'm not even in. You know. Shout out. So I want to give a special shout out to Sweden, the country of Sweden. You are forever going to be in my heart. Gothenburg, particular. You know why? You treat me well. You feed me right. One particular girl, you know you're bugging. I ain't your homie. I ain't your mate. I am. We cool. We good people. But sort it out next time I get there. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Between me and you. But guys, everyone needs to go to Sweden. Honestly, it's a beautiful country. The people are really, really nice. If you have a chance, I heard
it's really diverse.
Whenever you're ready, let's go. I'm ready. I'm taking people like it's a school holiday. I'm ready. Whenever people are ready to go, make sure that's a destination you need to go to. You got anything you want to get off your chest?
I was literally just a side. It's just a side note about you can't do anything or everything by yourself. The concept of being self-made or being independent, doing things by yourself, is a fallacy. Or for those who don't know what fallacy means, it's a ginnels. It's like so even everything that was ever great was done with a team of people. Mm-hmm. So whatever you guys are trying to do with yourselves, try and find other people around you that are even on the same wavelength.
Talk to him.
Yeah, that's
true.
Bro.
That's some real talk. I'm gonna end this episode right here on a short one because it's my first one back. So I'm getting into the swings of thing. I'm giving my socials. Well, guys, you should know my socials. It's JOOG on everything, except for Snapchat. It's Big Bum John. But you can find me. I'm gonna start splashing everything out again, doing the rollouts. My YouTube page, just type in Jog London. You will find me. But don't worry, I'm gonna bombard all you guys. Right. Oh, give them your socials.
Yo, Instagram is at Emilio. That's EMMILLIO _ I'll say that again. That's EMMILLIO. SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/Emilio, and Twitter is EMMILLIO _ as well.
Oh yes, couple things. Sorry, I did forget. Shout out to all my international listeners that I used to have. You know, Dubai, Nigeria, Mexico. Yeah, I said Mexico.
We're doing recording in Dubai at some point.
Boy, it was like free man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But Saudi Arabia, I had 8 listeners from Saudi Arabia, you know. Man was unwilling to go.
But if them 3 man
jam with some girls in some ninja suits, I mean.
Blood, for all you know, them 3 men are all bathing out there.
Do you know what I mean? It could be Sheikh Mohammed or whatever. What are you talking about?
They're touching wild animals, bro. You know, they got pets.
I'm going to be the new Tyrese out in Dubai, bro. One Tyrese, I'm going to be the new favourite black friend. But shout out to those people in the exotic places that are listening to the podcast. I'm going to be feeding you some more stuff. So when I look at my analytics, I want to see it back up again. And special shout out to everyone that's been patient, all my friends. Guys, just our opinion, guys. Peace.